Whenever I think of the Cincinnati Reds, I think of that hard-nosed, gritty team that will do whatever it takes to win, like running over a catcher in the All-Star game.
Ray Fosse, who is slow in getting up.
The collision left Fosse with a separated shoulder, and Rose unapologetic about his effort.
I am a teacher, and at the next faculty softball game, I'm doing that. Welcome to the channel. So today I am talking about the Cincinnati Reds. While you're here today, don't forget to subscribe down below if you're looking for more baseball insight. It really does go a long way to help my content get out to baseball fans. If you like today's video, leave me a thumbs up. If not, leave me a thumbs down. And please don't forget to leave a comment at the end. I love to hear your guys' thoughts. In 2019, they finished 75-87, which was good enough for 4th place in the NL Central. They were 25th in runs scored, 8th in team ERA, and 15th in team fielding percentage. Luis Castillo was their ace last year. He had a very good season. He finished with a 15-8 record, a 3.40 ERA, and 226 strikeouts. Sonny Gray and Anthony DeSclafani, I think I'm pronouncing that right, they both also had really good seasons as well. And their bullpen was also really solid, so it was not surprising that they finished 8th in team ERA. Even though their offense as a whole was pretty lame, Eugenio Suarez had a monster year in 2019. He hit 49 home runs, drove in 103 runs, and he had an OPS of 930. Another highlight of 2019 was they also traded for Trevor Bauer at the trade deadline. He was pretty good for the Indians in the first half of the year, but when he came over to the Reds, he just stunk. So let's move over to the offseason. The Reds' main priority in the offseason was to add some offense, and they did just that. They signed Mike Moustakas, who over the last 3 years with the Royals and the Brewers has averaged over 30 home runs, 80 RBIs, and an OPS over 800. To add to that, they also signed doubles machine Nick Castellanos. This guy hits more doubles than Gordon Ramsay yells it's raw.
Roll! Roll!
He also added in 27 home runs, 73 ribbies, and an OPS of 863. Though he won't improve the defense too much, he is going to provide an instant upgrade to that lineup. He's only 28 and he's just entering his prime. They also signed Shogo Akiyama. In Japan, he was known for not striking out and being able to get on base at a high percentage. As for the pitching, they signed Wade Miley to a 2-year deal. He's going to be a solid back end of the rotation pitcher. He gives you innings, and he's going to provide some great depth for that rotation. They also signed Pedro Strop for the bullpen. Going back to 2013, this guy has been really good out of the bullpen for the Cubs. He did struggle last year. He had some hamstring injuries that he was dealing with early on, but he is definitely a guy that can really help that bullpen. And that bullpen was already pretty good. Some prospects to keep an eye on in the Reds system for 2020. Well, there's really not many. But one guy to keep an eye out for is Tyler Stevenson. He's a catcher in the Reds system. This guy can hit for power. He has a really good arm from the catcher position. He is someone that can really help the Reds in 2020. The Reds catcher Tyler Bernhardt only had 11 home runs, and Tyler Stevenson is known for his power. He can really give that offense a boost, especially when the Reds offense was really bad last year. So let's move on to some keys for the 2020 season. The offense is an absolute huge key for the Reds in 2020. Moustakas and Castellanos, they are huge additions for this Reds lineup. They're going to provide an instant improvement, but they're going to have other guys step up. Joey Votto has always been known for getting on base, but Joey Votto didn't have the greatest season last year. He didn't really hit for much power, and he didn't really drive in many runs, but he has been working on his swing, and he's trying to improve his mechanics to where he can increase his power and drive in some more runs. Who's going to be the leadoff guy? The Reds, like I have mentioned a few times already in this video, they had a very bad offense. Who is going to be that guy that's going to kickstart the offense for them? As I mentioned earlier, Akiyama is definitely a huge possibility to be a leadoff option for the Reds. In Japan, he got on base really well, but will that translate over to the major leagues? He is absolutely an X factor for them this year. Another guy that could lead off is Jesse Winker. Last year, he had 16 home runs and an OPS of 830. Could he take a step forward this year and be that leadoff hitter the Reds really need? And don't forget about Aristides Aquino, I think I'm saying that right. He showed flashes last year of being a phenomenal player. He had 19 home runs and 47 RBIs in 56 games. Can he carry that over into 2020 and provide an overall really good season for them? The Reds offense really needs that. As for every team, pitching is key. The Reds are already very strong in that department. Sonny Gray, he just put in a lot of innings. Can he replicate that again this year? He just had a bone spur removed from his elbow. Is he going to be able to stay injury-free? As I mentioned earlier, Luis Castillo, he was huge for the Reds last year. Can he take a step forward? For the most part, the bullpen was really good in 2019, but they did struggle a little bit in the second half. Will they be able to stay consistent this entire year? Raisel Iglesias, I think I'm pronouncing that right, he did set a career high in saves, but he also lost 12 games. Granted, he was used a lot in non-save situations, which he has voiced his displeasure about, but will other guys in the bullpen be able to step up to where he can just focus on closing games? Michael Lorenzen, Robert Stevenson, they both had really good years last year. Can they do it again? Amir Garrett last year was awesome in the first half, but he really wasn't that great in the second half of the season. And you have Pedro Strop. Can he bounce back? If these guys are all on top of their game this year, that bullpen could be one of the best in baseball. Overall, I think this team is primed to win the NL Central and make it back to the playoffs for the first time since 2013. Other teams like the Cardinals, the Cubs, the Brewers, they haven't really done much this offseason. The door is wide open for the Reds to make the playoffs. As for now, they are my pick to win the NL Central this year. But that's just my opinion. Tell me what you think down below in the comments. Do you think the Reds will win the NL Central this year? If you like today's video, leave me a thumbs up. If not, leave me a thumbs down. And if you are looking for more baseball content, feel free to subscribe down below. As always, have a great day today, and I'll talk to you next time.